Bulavinaka, and welcome to the Family Table Talk every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. Well, we say greetings. It's quite beautiful this morning out here in Suva. We're actually outside My TV, and I must thank Anna Ren, his team in creating this little studio on the patio overlooking the city of Suva. Very beautiful, sunny morning. And just a nice day to go out somewhere out there in the park and take your grandchildren to play. And yeah, one of my granddaughter's favorite is going down to my Suva Picnic Park on that little river and just watching the fish. So we take quite a fair bit of bread and all those kind of stuff to go and feed the fish. Yeah, this is just a beautiful day for that. So we would like to welcome you and thank you. And also for those of you that are outside Fiji, must have forgotten what Fiji looks like and how beautiful the weather can be. Well, we would like to say Bulavinaka and thank you. For those of you that are tuning in from California, there's quite a fair bit of you, and also to Australia, New Zealand, and all over the world that we usually meet up and you say thank you for the Family Table Talk as you follow. So thank you for being part of this program and being one of our faithful viewers in following this program, and must thank My TV for this opportunity. Well, today, this is Family Table Talk, and we talk about family. This morning I had, because we have a meeting straight after this, to be honest, I thought of calling Anna Ray to tell Anna Ray to do a replay for this morning, honestly, because I was stacking up for that meeting and I haven't prepared anything for that meeting, but somehow I was burdened in my heart to come and have this program this morning. I don't know what it is, but I want to talk about, like preparing yourself when it comes to the moment that you have to leave your family. This thought came by when one of our staff actually had his dad passed on, and having that conversation with him, our family went to see him, My TV family, and when he came into the office and having that conversation, like sort of convicted me, reminded me to bring that to this table, that none of us will run away from it. I can be here today, and the next time you won't be seeing me, because we're all going there. In actual fact, on our way here, we met up with, funeral, the hearse. They were all coming out from the hospital, so somebody's having a funeral this morning. And death is something that you don't want to really talk about, but it's reality. And when the reality strikes, sometimes it's very painful. But when you prepare for it, I believe it's more, like you miss them. But when it's unplanned, then that's when it's so painful. When it's so sudden, the things that you cannot plan. You never anticipate it's going to happen, either in an accident or anything that happened. But when you're sick, you know, in actual fact, that one day, that person will go. So those are the things. Well, that's what brought me here this morning, to actually talk about those things, the realities of life, and whether we are prepared for it. If we love our family, then we see them right to the end. And if we really love them and they're not well and they're sickly, then you know what to prepare. So it doesn't come as a shock as and when that happen. Yeah, that's all. I want to bring that to the table for us this morning.
Yeah, I take this time to say Bulavinaka. Going out to the village, and I realize a lot of you look forward to the program like this because of not only the Word of God, also the talking like this. We talk about the reality of life. It's not a movie, it's not a game, it's something about our life. And while she mentioned, I remember maybe yesterday or the day before yesterday, we were talking about leaving your family, especially husband and wife. You've been together 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And the next moment, somebody will sleep outside. Because when we die, we no longer qualify to live in a house with a living, sleep on the bed, or stay close to your relatives. Out of all that, and imagine the vacuum or the space that is
you leave behind.
Yeah, that is there. And especially if you two are very close. How I know the one that left behind. What he or she will go through. And we were talking about that in one of the villages after the Talanoa session, and a man brought up this idea to me to talk about. And I was talking about on a spiritual point of view, when we say goodbye from this end, whether that person is going to a better place. Normally.
Yeah, that is why we call the service, I mean, we usually call the service the funeral service. I don't like calling it the funeral service. I love calling it the homecoming service. Because you are going home. You know, it's a homecoming service. You're going to a place that is better. Yeah, it's a homecoming service. You're returning home to where you originate from. So, yeah, it's
funny because you brought up this topic, and we were just talking about it yesterday. We live in a nice house. We have all this money, but a time will come that we say goodbye. And if you have a good time, and that's why sickness sometimes is good because you have time to prepare.
Yeah, I say that.
Yeah, you have time to prepare, and you know that you are going, and whatever you have to release, you have to release. And imagine those that are
so sudden, without plan.
Yeah. Heart attack or accident on the road, or maybe other accident, and there's no communication of saying goodbye.
Yeah, I met up a friend. I think it was last 2 days, and in the process of her sharing something with me, and then she turned and she said, because she's a masseur, like she massages, and she said, I received a call late in the night by by my customer that she couldn't sleep. So she had to actually go with her portable massage bed to massage, and to help her go to sleep. And I say, how old would she be? I said, oh, she's in her 60s. And her husband, just a month ago, he went to work. They say goodbye to each other, and he went to work. And then when she reached her office, later she received a call to come in, to come to the husband's workplace. He actually just collapsed and died. And she said, we said our goodbye. He's healthy. He eats healthy. He lives healthy. Everything out of good health. And just like that. And that's, what we mean. Like things you never plan. It happens. And this is a conversation that I've been having with my grandchildren this week. And I'm really enjoying our devotions. Every night and up to last night. And I was telling them, even last night I was having this forum with one of my grandsons. We were sitting at the dinner table, all the others, either they were coming back from work. I went home, about a little bit by 5:30 we were sitting on the table, and as he was having his dinner, and we were talking about these things. We were talking about sickness, he was asking a lot of questions, things that he was facing. And as we talk about these things, I see him cry. He broke down and he was crying. And I turned to him and I said, you are a very intelligent kid. And every time Nana will tell you people during devotion, I need you people to trust God more. I need you people to serve God more. Most of us, you may be tuning in also today from all over the world, wherever you may be, with the achievement that you've had, the education that you've reached, the level, you continue to aspire for more, for greater things. And I was telling him that yesterday afternoon, to say, when you search for these things, nangon iko makasangarakin na nakango iko kila niko ngani vuku, iko kila iko renya rawaka, iko sa tubaniko, iko sa kila na lakungo oti nungo bulingo na liko na lako na university, au na rawata na takatango sati ko na mo career path, sati ko na mo mo aspire towards this ambition. Ito sara nango na mo lirawati kino na mo bula. Yo, ang ikachiko biko na noa, nakanga biko na numa, nakakira ngori, na dava na doon ngon. Sa nung na, rawi na ka na bula, iko buli, iko lako. Tikumbiya ka na university, iko na sinita rawan doon na ka, ronyado na muli, iko sangin ikila, na dawi tubi iko iliw. Sa korawate mo takataki, tikubi ko na ilabo. O sa tikumbiya ka na matawali. And then, Nana is no longer here. And the reason why I'm telling you, because these are my grandchildren with, parents that are separated. And they are with me at home. And we always have this reality talk. I don't want to hide anything from them or make it look like, oh, it's all okay, live whatever you want to live and it's okay. No, I don't have that kind of talk with them. I push them to reality. Regardless of how they don't want to hear it, I'll make them hear it. I will tell them. Realistically, when Nana died, no one is here to look after you. Your parents have got their life. They've moved on with their lives. They've started their new families. They don't have any element of responsibility on you. I am your only best shot, which means what I'm telling you, I'm preparing you for what is to come. If I'm telling you to do this, if I'm pushing you to do this, I'm doing it not for my gain, but for your gain. And these are the reality talks that we hardly take the time to do or to make at home. Kaya si David Talotong, dito kaya dito kaya lile, no David Talotaka, na reality nimbula. Elevo na tatandra, elevo na assumptions, elevo na kanda, weli tiko kina, and the sini prioritize taka, nanonda tutu, nanonda tabi, vira nanonda matapobali, kira na luvenda. Baka usivi, kibaka iko kilani baka au nanongo situation au sini vaweli tikirto na makumbung. Eu tell nga ngo ni sarder to nyorto sakto butu kunto samba kitingkat viwa. They are coming of age. Yang longo mana nga sa karto no ngo na biti ondo ngo na. Erto sana la kono non retumbula. Erto na vangkarana non retumbula. Erto sana leva wati erto la. Erto na sang ni tunga bati kyo na bingo na. So yang mana nga bakaya o sa grab ta na bing moment. And dundua mo spenta ka bati kerto but na bin dono norto na sinchi ko bati kyo matay kene kerwa. Listen me na kakirvit tang lotak chikana no ke nando virto o sa ke kachingana viko na kake de ke mundo da kaba na kake viko da kaba na tamanga ikutuan no mumbula o na kiriko o kila na program go kerondo kaba ke rosini vina kate me bakana lotu but ninda me vitan lotak na lenga di chon matubale na kandala kuduru chikongo sa segatalindo na kene wali sa kene wali nga o ko kombuli kenda o ko kila na no de tikitikubu e kila tala no de dava au sage kati ko vi na kango do kati werto na makumbungu au vina kati ke mdo mondo ngarbi kaloba vina kambaleta ningona na eliki non nena na kalonga e na bola ke ke mdo me buki ke mdo me ngarbi ke mdo me mundo kila na bonon do la kina do kila tala na kam do the cup. All these things, all these material things you can easily achieve, are very easy for you to achieve, but you need to trust God, because you can, my grandson yesterday, you can, achieve, you can go through. I mean, he's very intelligent. Out of my 3, he's very intelligent. And I was telling him, you can say that you are intelligent. Your IQ level, like you trust in your own understanding. You trust that you have it. But what guarantee do you have? And then you don't get cancer. You don't get any of these diseases. What guarantee do you have? You don't have any guarantee. So we can aspire for the things that are great, things that are full of wealth, things that the world can give us, but there's no guarantee of life to enjoy, or the life to live longer, to enjoy the things that you have created for yourself. So, I was really happy to have that reality talk with him.
Because we tend to downplay that life will end one day.
We live like we're not going to die.
Yeah. And that's why it's very important that we have 3 components, mental, physical, and spiritual. We normally focus on mental, IQ, education, and also physical, our house, our car, what we have, wealth. But one thing that we miss is the spirit part. And that spirit part connect to the Creator, what makes life purposeful. And that's why when somebody pass on, we continue to drag them in without releasing them, that we have to continue, that one day we will come there too. And that's why it's important that we share this to our children, to our grandchildren. That is the reality of life. Whatever you achieve in this life, you must remember
one day it will come to an end.
There's a tape that you will reach, whether we like it or not. We will arrive to the tape, and that is another life. That's why spirituality into our life is very important. Because that life, nobody wants to talk about it.
But that connection, that spirituality element of your life is the determining factor of your living, of your days of being alive.
Your priority, your quality, the lifestyle that you live here, because because you are preparing for the next one. That's why good heart, love those that are around you, Because you are preparing that you will not be in this sphere all the time. There is another sphere after this one.
Yeah, because you have that, like what you said, you have the mental on the IQ level.
Physical.
You have the physical, which most of us are doing.
Yes.
It's either we really thrive in one that really takes you to another level,
Both.
or you excel in both. But the missing factor is the spiritual, like what you said, which we don't usually talk about it in this family table talk, but I want to bring that in because we downplay the spiritual, but the spiritual, when this physical and the mental doesn't work, where did you go? I mean, where else can you go? Most of you, when you don't know the spiritual, you will come to know the spiritual because these two doesn't work. Or either one of the two doesn't work, or you're faced with something that you cannot control, that you cannot fix.
Even during the World Cup, our team, I hear the church and the coach and the managers, we prepare well physically, training. We prepare well with our mental, classroom work, And he was saying, we need some spiritual element, even in the rugby field. So the spiritual element in your workplace, at home, in whatever you do, is very, very important.
Yeah, but I want to zero into your individual life because we can come and hide as part of the group in the workplace or hide as part of the team, like what you said, in the sports. But what about you personally? You must be convicted, or you must know that there is a spiritual element of your life. If you don't believe in a God, or you don't believe God, well, I don't know how else to explain that, which means if you don't believe in God, or in a God, it means that you minus the spirituality for, like you continue to live on the two. Yeah. And that's why they become atheists, because they don't believe that there is a spiritual element. Yeah. And they will talk about like things, like if we know the Bible, for those of us who are Christians and believe in the Bible, that we came through, the ancestors and how God has created us. But when you don't believe that, you will think that we come from the apes and the monkey, and that's why we're nearly looking like monkeys. So those are the things that we don't really talk about, because what I've noticed, even up to COVID, not only for COVID, people are running around, like the moment come when the whole world come to a standstill, and a lot of people came to know that there is a spiritual element during COVID. And most of you that are tuning in, iko savangara na lotu, iko vangara na nambula, niko kila ena koko itiko biko ko tarada ke kina na mental ke na physical go na koko itiko biko ke na buku itiko biko ko rawati ke na korongo. Niliado sona erini non dambula, sa senga ni koko iko itiko biko rongo, iko roni fix takeke. Iko savangara endona kai koko dake, sendona kai no bukiko. Kwa iko na kuneki na koko ni kaloe.
Dona takwe takano. Ani urandi mamingon ya lako nga Form 5, Form 6, Form 7 listo menokoro for years, decades after decades, and they were asking question, what is the problem? And that's where the spirituality, it can be a spiritual curse. It can be a curse that's snubbing these people generally, that they don't excel. Whatever they do physically, it does not happen. They don't see the fruit of going to school, primary school, and then secondary school. And when they're supposed to go to higher education or good work, they come back to the village. And then I share with them, it's something to do with the spirit world.
Yeah, it can be a curse.
It can be a curse. It's something that we cannot see. We cannot see in our physical eyes.
Yeah.
And that's why it's good to have a spiritual element, because you can break through in what you don't see physical or feel physical. And that's why your spiritual connection to this creator, to this supernatural creator, to break through and give you what you're supposed to have. And if you don't believe, and that's why in the spiritual world, the curse will always be there. And we try very hard to succeed, but we feel that there's a barrier in front
Yeah,
of
it's
us.
like an obstacle, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we can then it okay, eh? Level na ngona dando we talo takani bakai sona kai bakai sengani esengani todo. Esengani eva kana curse, eh? Yeah. Esta ngona rendo la na kerebi masakir rendo kana witchcraft. Se na bandro ni kau. You know, eleven na kabay rendo na bedo butai. Please can you pray for us because we have this always happening in our family. We suspect this and that and that. And a lot of people, they don't want to believe that. But there are elements of demonic attack and demonic powers that are around us. And that is why you really need this spiritual connection with your God. That you need to serve God and need to know Him. And don't tell me that you can non da matubale, che baka so na kayado, e sang ito da baka na kay wasech ko ni ko, che baka reda na kor ni baka sang ni lito sa sar. Raya do nga do na level ni buli realistel me na kor, right? Kaya bala indon do numindo na kami mera kami in agreement me masulaki me break tek na kasa yung gori me na level ni kor. Yeso na level nga ni matubale. Ado chika man nga matubale baka na nonda mbulma matubale mbulma ka ni kawa. Sembolo ni matangali sebu sa baka sang ni lito do ko na kaleyado. E baka yado koso tiko nga eh.
Me baka so tobi dengoda. Se mate so ken sage tuna na mate go ato vite te ka mai mate go ortuna tamangu sa tarike da tumai e so na kabaya e roni ken daride na vuro magalo ya indona kai tiko indona do e tiko ana vuro ko bibikina men daride tal tunga no dambula magalo bel ke magasa ko ngo na lago tiko bel indona katu bai vuro mate mai so na mate ngone so baka matendole ya baka tarobotu na kaya doon menda chibtaka se menda marutaka baka matovale bula baka biwachini baltongo ni tiko indona bula kabaka toka itiko na bula baka yalo spirituality satu toka na physical satu toka na mental yo kongo ke baka na bula dabi kongo e may affect ki rauchi kongo. Yeah,
and I believe it's food for thought. It's a good conversation that we're having this morning, because I believe in every home, in most homes, or in most families, even for those of you that are tuning in from abroad, we hardly talk about spiritual life when it comes to our children. We, for us, like going to church on Sunday, that's good enough. Go to church, or we come back from church. And to assess the level of that commitment in church, or to know what they have gauged, or what they have learned from church that day, it's a like we don't talk about it. Baka sa kilang ala ko ngay loto. Iko sa kami na loto sa tuno non da baka sa baka itumbo-tumbo. O irang na lubian ko la ko chikilot. Iraraw chikini la ko iloto endo teniti ko ne valvala ni bola rada kabati ko rasenga ni sonango na vale biki mami na loto, vai kaitabi na loto. Ele biki mami na bakitabi na loto ke mami veleti ko na ne mi tabi lo mani valni loto. Na bunotako au now ke rova itabi. Na bunutaka na bossa vir na mabakoso se da bakitabi na matana lelew elena ina no andanda be batikir na lubenda menda tukuna sarana kanganda tukuna chike menda tukuna vir na lubenda gelebunanga we continue to do the things in the church, getting carried away with the excitement of the spiritual realm and the spiritual element of living, that we forget to check our children the level of their spirituality and the maturity of them knowing God. And I can, boldly say today, or to admit today, that I wasn't very good in doing that. I failed to do that. I failed that with my daughter. I failed that with my children. I failed that with my eldest daughter. Because when the ministry started, or the ministry that we belong to started, we get carried away doing all these things. We do the things of God, but I was neglecting my role as a mother. Because going out, talking to these youth, taking the group of youths, we travel from this place to that place. Yeah, my children were part of it. They were part of it. The fasting, everything that was happening, they were all part of it. They were all going with us. But I failed to check how matured and how spiritual things that I see, that I'm feeling it. What about my children? Are they feeling it? Do they understand exactly why I have understood what I'm doing? But not until she rebelled and go out into the world, then I don't blame her. I don't solely blame her 100%. She may be part of the blame because she made that decision, but I was to be blamed as well. I blame myself for being a mother, and not only just a mother, but being a mother in the church that talks about the things of God, that has impacted lives around me, but I failed to impact my daughter's life, to check on her spirituality, on how mature it was, or whether she is, towing, like tagging with me to really understand or to be where I am. I got carried away with the things that I was doing, that I failed to do that check. And that is, for me, making that mistake, well, took her more than 2 or 3, nearly 3 decades for her to come back. And to come back to the reality of the God that she knew or she was born into.